Hey, it's Timothy from the Commodore Productions. In this video, we will be going over my sound design process and getting timelines from looking like this to this. So the process of sound designing varies from project to project, but here's what I generally do. First, I have my video draft layout completed. This will include the clips being color graded, as well as most of the visual effects in place. Then I add music and adjust the clips accordingly. I find this very helpful as I can look for music based on the mood and pacing, rather than basing my visuals off the music. It's a faster process in my opinion. Perhaps this might work for you as well. Once that is finished, we jump into sound designing. To start, we want to find a bass layer. This will be the atmospheric sounds in your video or relating to the overall mood I am going for my video. So I would want to grab an atmospheric sound that is kind of eerie and daunting. I'm going to be using a spacey alien sound as the bass layer. And I'm going to fade it out. Most of our clips are taken in and around the city, so let's add some city background sounds. I'm going to be using this city traffic sound. On the side note, where I source my sound effects is from a library I built up over time, both free and paid. For this particular edit, I'm using Epidemic sound effects library as I found their sounds quite good. And I have a referral link in the description below for a 30-day free trial if you guys want to try it out. This is not sponsored, by the way. Let's get back to the edit. So we have our base layers down. Next, we'll be selecting the environmental sounds. These can include wind sounds, the sounds of cars passing by, and general object movement sounds. I'm going to get something more particular that will follow the visual. This will be the car passing by sounds. And let's add a neon sound for this neon sign at the end here, kind of like a humming noise. I also want to know, I find it pretty helpful if you kind of imagine yourself in the scene and ask yourself, what would you hear? For example, if you were at a park, it could be children laughing, dogs barking, leaves rustling, anything really. This is where I say, let your creativity flow free a bit. Alright, so we have our bass and environmental sounds. Let's go into our transition sounds. It's one of my favorite parts because you can play around a lot here. Okay, so let's get this straight. There are 3 types of transition sounds I'll be grabbing for sure. There's impacts or hits, whooshes, and risers. These transition sounds are key to making your video flow better. It is subjective on how you place these, but let's see how we go about it in this sequence. I'm going to be choosing this scene at the bridge. It has a transition effect here that makes it feel like it's being hit into the next scene. We can try it and use an impact or hit transition sound. So let's have a look at our sound library. Okay, I'm going to choose this one. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. Here's another scene where we can try it and use an impact or hit transition sound. You can see that it has a pulsating effect here, and that's where we want to put the sound. Let's choose this one and try it out. Here's a part where the car clip transitions to the next scene through a speed ramp effect. I think this would be a great place to put a riser sound as it shows the car building up speed. I've chosen this one. And let's have a listen. Sounds pretty good. Alright, let's take a look at this last scene here, where I'm going to be trying to use a whoosh effect. Let's try to find a sound that will accommodate the part where it zooms in. Let's choose this one and try it out. Alright, so there's going to be times where you're going to need to make some adjustments to your sounds that you choose. So you'll have a couple options here. First, what I will do is slow it down or speed it up. It does change the pitch of the sound itself, so just try to adjust the settings accordingly. Okay, let's make this faster. I'll put this at 125. Let's adjust it now. Let's see what happens if we slow this sound down. And make the adjustments. If you want to have the same audio pitch while changing the speed of your sound, this is what you can do. So what I'll do is hit Ctrl R, click on this option here, which is maintain audio pitch. Sometimes this will work well and sometimes it won't. Let's have a listen and you'll see what I mean. In this case, it sounds pretty distorted, so I would revert it back to what we had before, slowing it down. Next, I would just adjust the volume and see if it would sound better, quieter, or louder. There's plenty of ways to go about this, but for this example, I'm only going to increase my volume. Press G to open up this option. I'm just going to be increasing the neon sounds by 10. Last, I would put sound effects in itself. Now, I'm not going to be going over every single one of the effects that I use, but I would go over one example so you can see the process of what I do. We will create an atmospheric sound just by using my voice. It will have an echoey type of sound. Let's use this voice snippet as an example. Echoey type of sound. I would first nest it. Inside that nest, I would duplicate the layer and extend it all the way down as far as I can. Now, if you can't extend it that far, you can just duplicate the clip and just move it as far down as you can. The result will be the same. Be sure to mute this layer. Doing this will extend my nested audio layer. So I'll look up Studio Reverb and I will drag and drop it onto the layer. I'll just kind of make it echoey, so this is the option I will choose, and I will adjust this accordingly and just kind of play back the sounds to see what I will get. Echoey type of sound. I'll show you the before and after. Echoey type of sound. So after that, it's pretty much fine-tuning and adding minor details to your sound design. Let's hear what we currently have. And let's take a look at what I made in the end. As you can see, I really like the detail. So overall, this is how I currently go about my sound design process. I am by no means an expert and still have many things to learn. This is what helped me take my edits to the next level, so hopefully you guys learned something from this video. Thanks again for watching, consider subscribing, leave your comments for what tutorials you would like to see, and I will see you in the next. Peace.